Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about recent purchases that I'm already loving. This includes some makeup, some skincare, one hair product, and what I'm going to do is just break up the video by category because I know some of you guys have told me in the past that you're not crazy about skincare reviews. So if you want to skip those and just focus on the makeup, then once I'm done with the makeup, you can just click out. Otherwise, I will be talking about some amazing skincare products. So if you're into that, definitely stay tuned to the end of the video. I also have a really awesome hair product that I've been loving lately. I used it today and I'm just totally obsessed. So let's go ahead now and jump right in and get started. All right, so the first product I want to talk about is this foundation from Soap & Glory. This is the Kick A. I'm not going to say it in case there's kids around you guys, but it's the Kick A All Day Wear Foundation. And I got this because I watched a video from Taylor here on YouTube. I think her channel name is That Taylor. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but her favorite foundation in the world is the CYO Life Proof, and that's one of my favorite foundations as well. And if you didn't know, CYO is going to be closing down at some point, like in the fall, I think they said. So we're not going to be able to get Life Proof anymore. And she had said in the video that she already has like 15 backups. I mean, that's how much she loves it. So in her video, she was saying that one of her subscribers told her that this is the exact same formula, like the exact same ingredient list. So I decided to check it out. It is double the price. It's $14 versus $7. I think the CYO, like they could have charged so much more for that. So I don't mind paying $14 for a foundation if it's going to be the same. So in her video, she did a wear test with, you know, this on one half of her face and the CYO on the other. I'll link the video down below if you guys want to see it. But as it turned out, she said there was absolutely no difference between the two. So I was really excited for that. At least we have another option. And Soap & Glory is also owned by the same parent company as CYO, and it's even in the same packaging. So it makes sense that maybe they just carried that formula over to this brand since this brand is sticking around, because I think that was probably CYO's #1 product. So I think they just didn't want to discontinue it completely. So I have tried this. I'm wearing it today. I also see no difference between this and the CYO, so I'm really happy about that. I'm using this in the shade 02, and in the CYO I was shade 102. And the shade looks identical. I don't know if they're all exactly the same or if, you know, some of them translate differently, but at least my shade was spot on. So I'm so excited to have found this one. Next up, I want to talk about two brow products I recently found at Target. I did show these in my YouTube stories if you caught that. By the way, I'm doing unboxings over on stories now here on YouTube, so if you miss my Sunday hauls, this way you can kind of see these updates as they come in throughout the week rather than waiting till Sunday, and it's basically the exact same thing. But anyway, if you saw my stories, you saw these already, but I've been using them now and completely in love with them. So this brand is called Arches and Halos, and I believe it's exclusive to Target, and it was started by a Los Angeles-based makeup artist called Tanya Crooks. I had never heard of her before. I looked her up when I got home, but I am so impressed with these. First, when I saw the display, it actually reminded me of Anastasia's beginnings. Like when I worked at Sephora a million years ago, Anastasia didn't have makeup. It was strictly just brow products, and they had one little area of the store that was all Anastasia, and she had, I mean, it was the most comprehensive brow collection out of the entire store. So that's where I always went. That's how I fell in love with the brand. And this brand reminds me a lot of that beginning Anastasia, where they have so many different products. They have, you know, skinny brow pencils, they have the thicker ones, they have the products to highlight under your brows, they have brow gels, they have stencils. They had just such a big variety to choose from. So I love that about it, and I loved the color selections as well. Normally when I'm trying to choose a brow color, I choose blonde because it's usually a little bit more cool toned and it's not really dark, and my brows are kind of ashy, so blonde usually works better than a brunette shade, which are usually a little bit more warm. But when it comes to Anastasia, I use taupe because it's the perfect shade in between blonde and brunette. It's cool toned, it's just like the perfect shade for my brows. So in this line, she had two blonde shades, a regular blonde, I think, and then mocha blonde, which looked kind of taupey, so I picked this one up and I've been loving it. I think it's a great match for my brows. And the first product I got is the Micro Defining Brow Pencil. I'll show you guys a close-up so you can see what it looks like, but it basically is identical to Brow Wiz. And I know there's a lot of Brow Wiz dupes out there at the drugstore. There's one from NYX, there's one from CoverGirl, which I actually like. There's one from L'Oreal, which I'm not a fan of. I think Maybelline has one, so there's a bunch of them. But I have to say, this one is the closest thing to Brow Wiz I've tried yet. It's $12.99, so it's a lot less than Brow Wiz. It's a little more expensive than some of the others at the drugstore. drugstore, but I think you're getting pretty much an identical formula. It's not so creamy that it's sliding all over the place, but also it's not so stiff that you're sitting there pressing really hard just to get some color out and like messing up your brows completely. It's that perfect balance, and that's exactly what I love about Brow Wiz. So I'm obsessed with this. I actually just bought a new Brow Wiz and I haven't touched it since I got this one last week. I've been using this every single day. I just think it's awesome. And then I also got the microfiber tinted brow mousse. So this, again, I'll show you a close-up of what it looks like. It has fibers in the formula, so it helps add a little bit of thickness to your brows. It also adds a little bit of tint. I've just been using it kind of as a setting gel to hold my brows in place, and it adds a little bit of color. And again, I love this because it doesn't make your brows feel stiff, but it has really good hold. Like, my brows pretty much stay in place all day. So it reminds me a lot of the new Anastasia Dip Brow Gel, which I also got just a few weeks ago. I got it in a little set. I think I showed it in my Sunday haul. But anyway, I'm just so impressed with this brand. I can't wait to see where they go, if they ever expand out of just brow products like Anastasia did. But even if they didn't, I just think these are such an affordable version of really high-end brow products. So I love these so much. Next, I want to talk about a brush, which I hardly ever do, but I just love this one so much. This is a new blush brush from FreshBeauty. I got it at Walmart, but I think it's at Ulta as well. And it's the softest, fluffiest little blush brush ever. That was really hard to say. And what I love about it is sometimes blush brushes are huge and I feel like I'm putting blush everywhere, but this one is nice and small, so it just fits perfectly and puts the product where you want it. Not to mention, it just like, it feels so amazing. It's tapered at the top, so I just love the shape of it. I love how it applies blush, and it's really affordable. So I just had to mention this one really quick because it's so awesome. Another makeup product I've been loving is this Wander Beauty Trip for Two blush and bronzer duo. So I just fell in love with the colors in here. I think they're so perfect for fair skin. I'll just go ahead and show you some swatches really quick. I think the formula is nice. They're super silky textures. They do have just a tiny hint of shimmer in them, but I don't think it really even translates to your face. You can see that they just have like a hint of shimmer in the pan, but once they're on my face, I don't notice anything at all. But I just think this would be really cute for travel. Even if you don't wear bronzer, I've used this bronzer as just a blush, and it's just great if you want like a neutral cheek, if you're doing a more colorful eye or something. And this blush is also just the perfect peachy pink. I feel like it can kind of go either way. It's not super cool toned, it's not super peachy, it's somewhere right in the middle. So it's that perfect color that just goes with everything. They do have another version of this as well, so if you have a deeper skin tone, that one might be better. This one I just chose because it looked perfect for my fair skin, and I'm just loving it so much. Also, another cheek product I got from Sephora recently is this tiny little Natasha Denona Bronze and Glow palette. I saw this at the checkout. It's teeny tiny, but I have been wanting to try her cheek products. I just didn't want to pay full price for them. I want to say this was $19 or $20, so it was pretty affordable, but I've been using this like crazy. I actually brought it on vacation with me, and funny enough, I don't really use highlighter all that much anymore, but I've been using these as eyeshadows. So this little thing right here could actually be an entire face palette if you want it to be. This shade is the perfect crease color, and then I just pop this shimmery highlighter right on my lid and I'm done. I have like the perfect neutral eye, and then I use the bronzer as a blush also, so it kind of just gives like that warm, beachy, like super easy vibe. It's like the perfect tiny little palette right here if you want to travel with it. It's so awesome. I'll show you swatches of what the colors look like. Again, I think these shades are absolutely perfect for my skin tone. They work out really well. The bronzer isn't too warm or too orange, and it does make a really fantastic crease color, like I said. And then the highlighter is also just like a perfect champagne shade. So I've been having a lot of fun with this little palette this summer. I think it's so good. Next up is a product from Morphe. This is their continuous setting mist, and they sent this to me in a welcome package. You might have seen in my Sunday haul because I am on their PR list now. But when I tried this, I don't know, I'm not really too into setting sprays. I use them, but it's not like I want to sing their praises or talk about them all the time. But this one is different than any one that I've ever tried, so it's just amazing. It's the lightest, finest mist of any setting spray I've ever used. It feels like you're just misting water onto your face. It's so amazing. I'll just go ahead and try to show you. I don't even know if it's going to translate onto camera, but you just press it down. Look at how fine the mist is. It's beautiful. I don't want to get it in my mouth. Hold on. I can kind of like taste it now. But anyway, it smells really good. It has kind of a fresh, almost like beachy kind of scent to it, and it helps hold my makeup in place all day, and it doesn't feel sticky. Like, it doesn't make those water droplets on your face. It just feels like completely weightless, like there's nothing there. So out of all the setting sprays I've tried, this is by far my favorite. I can't rave about it enough. I also use this if I want to like wet an eyeshadow, and I've noticed that sometimes like when I put some eyeshadow on my finger and then I go go to spray it with a setting spray just to make it look more vibrant. Sometimes the setting spray wets it too much and then it just kind of turns into like a drippy mess on my finger. This one is perfect because it wets it just the perfect amount to get like a really beautiful finish on the eyes. So even though this was sent to me, I will 100% buy it again once this bottle is finished because I love it. And then the last makeup product I'm going to talk about is this giant palette right here from Makeup Revolution. This is the Maxi Reloaded in the shade Large It Up. They had 2 of them at Ulta. I think they have more on the Makeup Revolution website, but at Ulta I saw these 2 in store. So this one was the one that spoke to me, but there is another one that has some brighter shades. It's like brighter pinks and oranges. It's really pretty as well. But this one is like a giant version of their Reloaded Velvet Rose, I think it's called, the one that was a dupe for Soft Glam. It just has the most beautiful, subtle, warm tones in here. You also have a lot of rosy shades, which are my personal favorite when it comes to eyeshadow. You also have 45 colors in here, which is insane. I think this was $18. The regular Reloaded palettes have 10 shades for $7. So that's actually a really good deal because this is 4.5 times the shadows. I don't think they're as large, but you just get so much variety in here. If you love big palettes, you might want to check this one out. I actually used it today on my eyes and I love like all of these cool tones in here. I used some of these like pinky grays. I used this mauve shade in my crease, and then I used this deep brown in my outer corner, and then this kind of grayish pink on my lid right here. And I think it came out great. I really like the Reloaded formula. I don't think they're the most pigmented shadows in the world, but I think the mattes blend really nicely. They're not patchy, and the shimmer shades work well on their own, but I actually used the Morphe setting spray on that one, and it just came out so beautiful and so vibrant. They don't have a lot of fallout to them. This one also actually has a couple marbled shades in it, which are really, really smooth. So I've been loving this. I got it last weekend, but I've used it every single day since then. And I just love how much variety there is in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you swatches. I couldn't fit the entire palette on my arm, so it's gonna be a little bit broken up. All right, so let's move on to hair, and I have one hair product to share with you. This is actually a sample that I got from Sephora. It's from a new brand there called Together Beauty, and it was started by Sam Brocado. You might recognize him. He has a salon in New York City. He's a famous celebrity hairstylist, and it's supposed to be a clean beauty brand. So in here, for example, it says no sulfates, no parabens, no gluten, no toxins, no phthalates, no artificial dyes, no formaldehyde, no synthetic fragrance, no petroleum derivatives, color safe, cruelty free, 100% vegan. This is the Whatever Wherever leave-in conditioner. It's supposed to be hydrating, priming, and style refreshing. So I got this with a recent Sephora order. It was one of those things where you put in the code. If you spend over $25, you can get a freebie. It's still on the site right now. I don't know if by the time you're watching this video, it'll be gone, but I think the code was Together. So I'll put that down in the description box if it still works, if they still have stock. And you're planning on ordering something from Sephora, you could always check it out. But you can use this in a couple different ways. It says you can use it on damp hair as a leave-in conditioner. It's supposed to give you heat and UV protection and also weightless moisture, which I love hearing because I have really fine hair. You can also use it on dry hair as well, just to refresh a style, or like, you know, sometimes the next day if your ends feel kind of crunchy. I've used it for that as well. I just sprayed a little bit in my hands and kind of like fluffed it into my ends, and it just kind of refreshed my style and gave my hair some shine again. But I used it today, for example, and my hair is so like bouncy. It's so soft. This smells incredible. On the Sephora website, it says it's white lavender, coconut, and vanilla. I really mainly smell the coconut. It's just such a beautiful beachy fragrance. I love it so much. I just keep like smelling my hair all day. It smells so good. And I actually love this so much that I ordered the shampoo and conditioner from the site as well. So those should be here today or tomorrow. I'm just so excited about this brand in general. I love that it's free of all that bad stuff, but it actually works and my hair just looks and feels so much better. Moving on to skincare, I got another thing from Good Molecules. They had sent this over to me. This is their Niacinamide Brightening Toner. So when I did my Good Molecules video last month, I think it was, Good Molecules saw it and they decided to send me this. This is brand new. And it has the niacinamide, which I love. It made such a difference in my skin. If you didn't see that video, it smoothed out my texture so much after a month of use. I was super impressed with it. But this one is not only niacinamide, it also has brightening ingredients like vitamin C and licorice root. So I've been using this morning and night after cleansing. I haven't noticed any kind of irritation from it whatsoever. It has no scent to it either. So if you're sensitive to fragrance, that's another great thing. So it's just a great way to get a little bit more niacinamide into your routine. I haven't used it long enough to know if it's brightening so much yet, but I just love the feel of it. It's super comforting, soothing. I think it's one of the more hydrating toners I've ever used, so my dry skin loves it as well. So I just wanted to mention that really quick. Also from Fresh, they actually sent this over to me complimentary as well. This is their Sugar Strawberry Exfoliating Face Wash. And you guys know I love the Skin Food Brown Sugar Scrub. I've been using that for years and years. It's $10. It's an amazing deal. But that one, I only use it about once a week because it's a little bit more of an effective scrub. The sugar grains are like really intense. So when I saw this, it basically has that same kind of feel to it, but it's not quite as intense. So I can use this during the week as well, and it doesn't irritate my dry skin. It has like a slushy texture to it. It's just really like soft and cushiony on the face. It feels so nice. It smells like strawberries too, and it's heavenly. It smells like a real, like fresh, ripe strawberry. And it's not just a scrub, it's also a cleanser. So it's not gonna remove your makeup at night, but you can use it in the morning, which is when I do, and it just makes my skin feel so smooth and so soft. It helps my makeup to go on a little bit better because it gets rid of all those flakes, but it's super gentle at the same time. The sugar grains dissolve as you're using it, so they're really only scrubbing your skin for a few seconds, but it's enough to just take off that dead layer and make your skin look really glowy and feel really, really smooth. So I'm loving this stuff as well. And then last but not least, I have two products from City Beauty. The first one is the City Lips treatment, and you guys saw me haul this a couple of weeks ago. I've been using it every single day, and I have definitely noticed a difference in my lips. I don't know if you guys have, but I feel like they look a little bit smoother overall. I have really wrinkly lips. I'm super self-conscious about it. In my early days of YouTube, everybody was commenting saying like, you need lip balm, you know, you need to do something with your lips because they look all chapped, and it's like, no, they're not chapped, they're not dry, they're just wrinkly. I am in my 40s, I have fuller lips, and they're just prone to wrinkling for whatever reason. So rather than get lip injections, because that's kind of a last resort type of thing for me, I wanted to try this because it's supposed to have tiny little hyaluronic acid spheres that can go deeper into your lips, kind of like lip injections, like sort of to mimic it, because that's basically what they're injecting when you get Restylane or Juvederm. It's hyaluronic acid, which is found naturally already in our bodies, but we lose it as we age. So it's what gives your skin that plump look. Like babies have a ton of hyaluronic acid, and then you lose it over time. So this is supposed to just add that hyaluronic acid back in. It's not going to be as dramatic as getting an injection, because at that point they're giving you like a whole bunch at once, and I really don't know how much of this actually gets in there, but you're supposed to use this on an everyday basis to see results. So I have been using it for, I want to say probably 3 weeks now, and I really do think it's working. Like I don't see my lips blowing up and getting larger necessarily, but I do see them just smoothing out and kind of plumping up from within a little bit more. And this is also a hydrating treatment as well. So it has jojoba oil, it has a bunch of really beneficial ingredients that is basically make it like a liquid lip balm. I wear this to bed at night and also put it on again during the day. And I think it has really good staying power as well. When I put it on at night and wake up in the morning, I can still feel it on my lips a little bit. And during the day, even through eating and drinking, I feel like it holds on pretty well. So it's kind of double duty, and it's not going to be one of those lip plumpers that, you know, plumps by irritating or burning and stinging your lips. It doesn't do that at all, and it does have a scent to it. It's kind of like a vanilla, but also there's something else to it, kind of like a cinnamon, I want to say. It's a little bit spicy. It's almost like a spicy vanilla scent, which I don't mind. And once I put it on, I don't smell it anymore. I only smell it when I'm first putting it on. So just something to keep in mind, but I'm really impressed with this. It is pricey. It's $35, but it also comes in colored versions as well. So I might pick up one of the colors just to wear during the day so that I can just save the clear one for the nighttime, but I really, really like this stuff a lot. And then the last product I'm going to talk about is also from City Beauty, and this is their multi-action sculpting cream. I've been using this as well for the past 3 weeks or so. I got sucked into this because I saw an infomercial on it, and all of the claims just sounded so amazing. So I just want to read you a little bit about what this is supposed to do, and then I'll tell you my experience. So this claims to visibly restore the skin's elasticity by lifting, tightening, and firming the look of sagging skin, which I am starting to notice a little bit, especially like right here along the jawline. I feel like it's not as tight as it was was when I was in my 30s. And there's a few key ingredients in this formula that they claim is what firms up your skin. So the first one is called Easy Leonce. It's derived from cassia and sunflower, and it's supposed to give a smooth, tightened finish within 5 minutes of application. So basically, it's supposed to work two different ways. It's supposed to firm your skin immediately and then also over time. So this is what gives it the immediate firmness. It basically forms a contouring network on the skin surface and then retracts for an immediately tighter feel. And I definitely noticed that when using this cream. When I first put it on, it just feels like a nice kind of thick, hydrating moisturizer, but within a couple minutes, my skin feels very tight and very taut, especially kind of under my eye area here and around the sides. So I would say that claim is definitely true, and I do notice that my skin just overall looks a bit smoother. And the next ingredient is progeline or progeline. It's a powerful peptide that decreases levels of progerin in the skin, which is supposed to be, I guess, a protein that's in our skin that's responsible for sagging and aging. So this ingredient is basically supposed to stop that protein from happening in your skin, and it also is supposed to promote healthy levels of collagen and elastin, which give your skin its bounce and plumpness. And then the third ingredient is Ideal Lift, which is a compound that stimulates elastin synthesis and promotes strong skin architecture. So it attacks the root of saggy skin, increasing elastin by 94%. And elastin is a protein that gives youthful skin its ability to bounce back. So like when you raise your eyebrows and you get the forehead wrinkles and then you relax, it's supposed to snap back quicker. And when you're older, it doesn't snap back as quickly as it did when you were younger. So that's basically what elastin is. So when it comes to my experience with this over the past couple of weeks, I definitely feel the tightening right away. But as far as more long-term results, I've definitely noticed some things, and other people have too. I've gotten a ton of compliments on my skin recently, people asking me like what I'm doing, what I'm using. And another thing that I noticed, I think it was like week 2, was when I was putting my makeup on one morning. I was putting primer on and I put it up underneath my eyes. And normally when I put creams or anything underneath my eyes and I use my fingers, obviously I try to be really delicate with it, but my skin always moves a lot. Like it's starting to feel really saggy in my under eye area. And all of a sudden I was like going back and forth like this, and my skin felt super tight and super taut. And I'm thinking it's got to be this. This is the only thing different that I'm using, and it is supposed to firm your skin and add like thickness to your skin like you have when you were younger. And I just couldn't believe how like firm and tight my under eye area feels compared to the way it used to. So I think it's got to be this, because I am using it in my under eye area as well. So very promising so far. So I know it's not scientific, but I really truly feel like this is working for me. So I will keep you guys updated for sure and let you know a little further down the road whether I still love this or not. And also as far as fragrance goes, it does have a fragrance. Let me just smell it again. Yeah, it's very mild. It almost smells like a baby cream. It has like a little hint of vanilla and maybe like a little baby powder scent. It's really not offensive. And again, I don't notice it once I'm finished putting it on my face. I don't smell it at all. So it's not a heavy fragrance. It's not like a heavy floral or anything. It's almost like a really comforting and soothing scent. So I do like using it at night for that reason. So anyway, guys, that's everything. I'd love to hear from you down in the comments below. Let me know, what products you're interested in, or if you've tried any of these and what your thoughts are on them. I always love chatting with you guys. And also, if you like this video and found it helpful, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well so you don't miss out on any future videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.